All right. Is everyone on this broadcast free from the Corona 19?
I am free of all viri, as far as I know.
Excellent. Velker, how about you?
I'm well.
Ron, are you free of the coronavirus?
I am totally well.
Nice. See, folks,
Are
this. Oh, I'm good. Yes, thank you. Thank you for asking. That's very considerate of you. This is important because as we enter into this strange phase that's unique to our lifetimes, we are going to be isolating ourselves. And here we have found in the community of the Saturday Night Fights, in the presence of Sean Connery as Zardoz, we have found the ability to isolate ourselves and yet have a good time playing games. So
I'm fairly certain that if Sean Connery was exposed to the coronavirus, they would have to isolate the coronavirus.
That's right. That's right. I don't think there's any doubt of that, is there?
No?
Oh, no doubt whatsoever.
Especially if the coronavirus was across the table from Zardoz.
Yeah, exactly.
Flailing about with Fletcher Pratt. Armchair Dragoons, that's us. And we'll give them a link. Good deal. Okay, now we'll go to the links. All right, that's up. Excellent. So, because we have a smaller group tonight, there was a lot of question who would be here, who wouldn't. A lot of people were interested. But this is going to be our opportunity to take one of the great rule sets in the history of wargaming and try to bring it back into the digital age, bring it to the present, and have some fun with it tonight with just a few of our folks as we stay coronavirus safe and also just have a wonderful Saturday night fight. And so we decided to play the Fletcher Pratt naval game. It's a legend. If you have a chance to go and buy it from John Curry's website, Wargame Developments, the history of wargaming, it's a great read all by itself, just because of all the people that Fletcher Pratt had contact with, and all the amazing people that played this game in this apartment in New York City on a giant floor with wooden pieces and all this other stuff. So we decided to give it a shot, and this was Doug's fault. I am blaming Doug. Because I was chastised.
Blame.
Yeah, the shame and the blame is all his, because we wanted to figure out what we were going to play. We were wondering if Vance was going to be available to maybe do one last World War II thing before turning somewhere else. He said he was otherwise occupied. I suggested Napoleonics. I was mocked for this. And so instead, Doug said, what we should do, what if we had World War I ships? And I said, well, panning up, it just so happens we do. And not just that, but because we have Tabletop Simulator, we have a 15 square foot table. So we have a lot of room to play some Fletcher Pratt. This is World War I Dreadnought Fletcher Pratt, and it's based on the scenario, the Battle of the Falklands. Now, we may do that actual battle, but this isn't it. We don't have enough players. Besides, we wanted to see how well the rules work and how much sense we could make. We've got two players, Ron and Velker, over there playing the Royal Navy.
How do you do?
Who historically won the battle.
Yay.
And we've got Doug over here commanding two squadrons, or two groups, I should say, or four ships, for the Imperial Kriegsmarine. So, Doug, what's the deal? What happened here historically? How did these guys find each other? We all know Jutland in the North Sea, but this seems like the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and it pretty much is. It's early in the war when the Germans were doing a lot of commerce raiding, and well before the big battles in the North Sea that, caused them to decide to keep their fleet close to their ports. Originally, the German fleet had been commerce raiding in the South Pacific. And it's really pretty interesting. There's some interesting books about, the Emden, which is a light cruiser that does a lot of commerce raiding, and it was a very chivalrous kind of thing, where the Germans would overhaul merchant ships and give them a warning, and all the crew of the merchant ship would abandon ship, and the Germans would pick them up, and then they'd sink the ship, and they'd put the crew ashore at some neutral port, things like that. The Germans had fought a British squadron sort of off the coast of South America, off the coast at a place called Coronel. And they had actually sunk a number of British armored cruisers, older ships. But the war was getting on. The ships, the German ships were, battle damaged, needing repair, and so they started on the path back to Germany. And they did that by rounding the tip of South America, southern tip of South America. As they came back north into the South Atlantic, what they decided to do was swing by a British port that was in their way at the Falklands and shell the port. Unbeknownst to the Germans, the British Admiralty had dispatched a squadron of battle cruisers to the Falklands, specifically with the idea of running this German squadron down. And so when the Germans came up on the Falklands and shelled it, the British were ready, the battle cruisers got under steam, and these British battle cruisers have a very... they are battle cruisers. This was actually the first use of battle cruisers in combat in history. The battle cruisers are very fast. They have very good guns. And they run down the German squadron and basically sink the two big armored cruisers, the Scharnhorst and Gneisenau, and I believe at least one of the light cruisers. So the German squadron basically gets destroyed, and the British thump their chests and say, "Look at our cool battle cruisers."
Well, this game is, again, from that very early age, and I'm borrowing just a few teeny amendments from Don Featherstone, who loved this game very much, but we're going to be playing Fletcher Pratt very much as it was written. And the thing that struck me about Fletcher Pratt is that in many ways, the most complicated part of the game is already done by the time you start. And that is generating these sheets. This, to me, as far as I can tell, is one of the first instances of what became known as Battletech syndrome or Car War syndrome, where designing your stuff was even more interesting than playing.
Yes, I have to agree with that.
And Fletcher Pratt had an elaborate formula. It's not that elaborate, it's just arithmetic, but he had a formula for if you went to Fred Jane, because he knew the Janes. If you went to one of Jane's books about ships, you could plug in any ship, and it would give you statistics for use in the Fletcher Pratt game. And if you read the books about it, folks actually spent a fair amount of more time designing ships, and they actually were less interested in the history of the thing.
Oh, we just lost Doug.
We just lost Doug. He went away. Well, we can't have that. I'm sure he'll make his way back to us. Has he gone?
Hurry up, Falco, shoot the Germans. Hurry up.
Here, hurry up. Yeah, everybody move the Germans all the way over. It'll be great. I'm sure he'll be back presently. But we'll keep going because Doug knows most of this. He's actually played Fletcher Pratt. But let's take a look at one of these sheets. And I'm looking at the one over here for the Scharnhorst, which is Doug's. We see that it's got 8.2-inch guns. Well, where do we find out how that matters? Well, that's right over here on these sheets. 8.2-inch guns fire a damage of 1,150 at a range of 44 inches. Now, I will say for those who are familiar with Fletcher Pratt, these are the Featherstone distances. Fletcher Pratt himself played this game usually in gymnasiums. This is built for what Donald Featherstone described as a more reasonable floor, which was a space of about 16 by 16, so we're pretty close. It also has a secondary guns, 6 inches times 6. You see that right there. So 6 main and 6 secondary turrets. What does a 6-inch gun have? Well, we look here and we see it throws 500 damage. There's Panzer Day.
Boom.
Where'd you go?
I don't know.
You got
But
boom.
not here. I disappeared.
I'm glad you're back. We are discussing the gunnery of the Scharnhorst as an example.
And gunnery it has.
Yes. Now, obviously, it does have AA guns, which are not relevant to the present game because there's no planes flying about. You'll see over here, it does have torpedo tubes, 4 of them. It's got a 6 armor belt, armored turrets at 7, armored deck of 2. We'll talk what that means. It has a top speed of 22 knots. When this damage that you see over here gets subtracted from its overall, as it begins to accumulate this damage, you see this here? As it begins to accumulate damage, you're going to slide this arrow down and point at it. So once you've achieved 2100 damage, right, 2135 right there, you'll put it here. And we will know that your speed drops to 21 knots. When you go up to here, it goes to 20, here to 19, and by the time you get to 7827, you lose a main turret and a secondary turret. It's as simple as that. It's going to be adding up the damage that they are able to throw at each other until you make your way over to this column. And if you make your way all your way down it, you're wrecked. So right now you have none, which is good. So what does a turn look like? Well, the first part of the turn is you're going to move. Moving. Now, we're not going to do this for this game, but I would love it if we could eventually get this far. Eventually, you begin to time the moves. How much time? You have 30 seconds for everybody to move. Get it done. I think James Sterrett would very much have approved this from a Kriegspiel perspective. Get your move in. Don't stare at it. Go. You got no time. 30 seconds to ship. You move your ship forward, just like we always do in Tabletop Simulator on the Saturday Night Fights. You're going to grab it. You're going to tab it. You're going to go like this. You may make turns up to 90 degrees in a turn, but no farther. You should attempt to make this turn along an arc. This is tricky in what we do here, but I know you'll make your best effort to make your turn along an arc. How far do you get to go? Well, that's in knots. 1/4 inch is 1 knot of movement. So again, taking the Scharnhorst, it has a top speed, as we see over here, of 22. So it can move 5.5 inches.
Not very fast.
Nope. Especially how far apart they are. We're going to move pretty quickly, but you'll notice also, look at your gunnery ranges. The biggest gun on the Scharnhorst we know is a 8.2. So when we look at the 8 gun, which is the applicable one right here, range, it only has a range of 4 feet. This is a 15-foot table. You've got some maneuvering you get to do, is the point. While you're moving again, you can make those turns of up to 90 degrees, but no farther. No more sharp than that. It's one of the big discussions in the book. It takes 2 moves to turn all the way around. While you're moving, you may lay smoke. Please don't do this all the time. Otherwise, we'll never get things done. But the way you're going to lay smoke is very simple. It goes along the entire length of your ship's path. So let's say you moved 4.5 inches. I just moved a whole lot farther than that.
Yeah, 4.5 feet.
Yeah, let's say 4.5 feet. You did that. You would leave one of these. And you'd put another one where you started. So you should probably grab one before you go. And then, just throw a few in.
Except we can't copy and paste.
Well, then I'll do it.
Okay.
And now you have a smoke screen. And I think it's quite nice.
How long does it stay?
That's actually really cool. And did we figure out what the effect of the smoke screen does?
It is. You can't fire through it.
Right.
That's
okay.
I was overthinking it. Fletcher Pratt, like all games of its time, really did try to keep things simple. You can't shoot through a smoke screen. That means either side. The biggest deal with a smoke screen is you run a real risk of blocking your own guys.
Mm-hmm.
So think about it.
Oh, nice. So it's positive and negative.
Yep.
Which, again, strikes me as pretty realistic.
It is.
No,
very
it
much
does.
So.
So that's what you're going to do. And then, what about the biggest of things? What do we do for shooting? This, to me, is one of the most... And Fletcher Pratt and Donald Featherstone talk at some length about how it is that they determined how to manage fire in their system. And what they came up with just is the best to me. You take one of these arrows. That's what they're for. You see these white arrows? You put it at the bow of your ship. And then you get way down. You get way down to the ground. Get under your ship. Point it at the enemy you're shooting at. Use it, point it, stick it all the way, whatever it is. Scooch it around. And then lock it. Once you're done locking it, you're going to use a button you're going to use a lot tonight, which is the F7 key. That's going to allow you to write right on the board. Shrinking, and you probably want to make it a little bit smaller like this. And then you're going to type 42 inches. Now we'll talk about and then go back to F1. So I'm going to know, as the what's going to happen then once you're all done plotting that fire. I'm going to ask you each to blindfold yourselves. Which is the B key. Because you're not allowed to see how I'm measuring. But what I'm going to do is come in here and draw a line from the base of the arrow like this and follow right through the tip to your 42 inches. If you hit your opponent, I will mark it with a red splash marker. If you miss, I will mark it with a white one. Now, this is one of the few times, because these rules are so basic, it's one of the few times I am compelled to read from the rules. For verisimilitude, a somewhat better system of distributing shells over the salvo pattern is required than the original simple ladder, with a measurement being taken from the farthest shell in line, and players being allowed to fire by 2s or 3s. So, for example, if you take a look at the number of shells that the Scharnhorst can fire...
Again.
Doug just went away again. Hopefully he'll be back. If you take a look at the number of shells the Scharnhorst can fire, its main gun can fire 8. So you can fire all shots at one range. Or you can fire 4 groups of 2, or 2 groups of 4, or a 3 and a 5. Any variation you want, provided you write it just like you did right over here. And what am I going to do? What I'm going to do, after I get rid of this thing, is I'm going to mark your farthest shot. I'm going to mark the shot that actually hits the target. And then I am going to walk your shots forward. I'm sorry, I walk your shots backwards from the main point. So I'm going to hit your shot here, and then I'm going to mark your shots 1 inch back per salvo. If you go short, it's always a miss. If you hit it within a 1/2 inch long, that's still a hit. So I'm going to mark your salvos in that ladder depending on how you do it. Generally speaking, it would be, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and we're going to mark it that way. But you can spread it out differently if you so choose. And if you think you've got the range dead on, you say all. But that's a risk. Does that make sense to both Ron and Velker?
I think so.
All right. It's actually so, and then what we're going to do at the end of it, you're going to be unblindfolded. And I will tell you, and then we'll have to mark down what damage is done to the different ships. And then we're just going to launder and repeat. Oh, we have a lot of people join us. Oh my goodness. Hello, Mike. Or hey, OJ's dad. What?
Why are you there and not here?
Yeah. Hey, Mike. Why are you outside?
Yeah. Why is he not? Why is he not
Why
here?
are you not playing?
Explain yourself.
Velker demands you explain yourself, OJ. And it's Red Sacks, and it's... All right. Because, Mike, if you didn't think you were invited, you're wrong. Going into the game. The final piece that we have to go over is torpedoes. Each of your torpedo tubes can fire 1 torpedo per game. That's it.
What do torpedoes do?
Torpedoes must be fired to bear. What does that mean? They got to come off the front of the ship.
It's just straight.
Yep. So you got to.
Oh, so they had the forward-facing underwater torpedo tubes, didn't they?
Yep. That's it. We are going to take one of those red arrows, and they have a life of 3 moves, moving at 36 knots per move. After each move, the referee moves the previously fired torpedoes 1 move. If they've hit at the end of if they don't hit at the end of their third, they are lost and they are erased. They also cannot hit anything within 14 inches. They are said then to have run under the ship. There's one other piece that I as the umpire am responsible for, and that is the armor penetration. I have put the table here so you can all see it. It's not a secret. Any shot that is broadside is said to hit the armor belt, which means that the penetration must be according to the chart that you see over to your right. It looks incredibly complicated, but it honestly isn't. All you do, let's take, for example, the armor of the Invincible or the Inflexible, which has an armor belt of 6. Go over here. We determine that its armor thickness is 6. We figure out how far away it was. Any shots underneath this are said to penetrate. Anything above it did not penetrate. And there are calculations based on that, and it says over here. And then we'll also talk about what happens if you fire crossing the T, i.e. to the front or the back of the ship, which is a little harder to do, you may hit a gun turret. And if you penetrate that, we will strike those gun turrets using a marking arrow. I would think the best thing to do at this point is to get everybody stuck in. So I will let both sides take a couple seconds to array their ships. I don't think there's any particular distance, just at some point near their baseline. It's a big honking table.
All right, Belker, do we want to go in line or you want to go abreast?
Mike is on a phone at his in-laws. Dude, 3 O's.
I don't know.
What do you think, Velker?
Okay.
Why is it all left up to me?
He's asking for
No.
your opinion.
I'm asking your opinion. What do you think? Abreast or, I think maybe abreast probably would be best. We could try to get both broadsides going at once.
Yeah, if we could get someone right there, it's pew pew.
The reason I'm asking you is because you're the one that did the guards that took out the French last time. So, you know.
I may or may not have posted that.
Yeah, he might not. He may or may not have gone into the Steam workshop and posted the picture of his guards that annihilated an entire French army and didn't lose a stand. This is just really. Which let me tell you how happy about that I am.
Incredibly.
So you guys about set?
I'd say so. Yeah.
All right.
Yep, we're good.
All right. So as again, this is all simultaneous movement. So we'll just say, and remember, so you all got your. Oh, and I apologize. You must move at least 2 knots. So 1 inch. I don't think there's
Half an
any.
inch.
I don't think there's. Apologize, half an inch. Yep, it's a quarter. So you must move at least a half an inch. I don't think there's any real risk of you not moving that half inch right now. But maybe as you get closer, you'd think about it. So you must move at least half an inch.
Quick question.
Yes.
Do ships block out line of sights of other ships?
Yes, they do, except, great point, except the Scharnhorst, the Gneisenau, and both, I believe it, yeah, the Scharnhorst and the Gneisenau, because of their size, can see over their 2 smaller companions. Everybody else blocks.
Okay, just want to make sure. Thank you.
Please commence moving.
Okay, so
There's really no first. It's just get it done.
Alright, so what is the invincible and the inflexible speed? Yeah, we can move.
They have the same speed. It is.
25 knots.
Yep,
So that is 6 1/4 inches.
correct. Away you go.
So do you want the inflexible or the invincible?
That's a good question. Ron,
I'll take the inflexible.
Alright, I'll take the invincible.
Away you go.
this table is huge.
That is.
You don't realize it until you start trying to do a move here and
You get nowhere.
you get nowhere.
I was told there was a desire for maneuver.
I am not criticizing at all. I think it's great, but it's bloody huge.
Yeah, just imagine you're trying to do this in your house.
It's
Yeah.
225 square feet, so good luck with that.
I like the size. It's amazing how big you can make this table. It's freaking awesome.
That's Mr. Stump, baby. Oh, by the way, guys, guess what? Guess who hits me up on YouTube? Mr. Major Sholto, the guy who did those sheets for Commands and Colors Napoleonics.
Really?
He just really appreciated being shouted out. It's like, dude, you're
Cool.
You're gold standard, man.
I have moved.
We have moved.
All right, ain't nobody in gun range. Move again, please.
No. My ship is run by pugs running on wheels.
Your ship is not, in fact, run by pugs
You don't
running
know
on
what
wheels.
my ship is.
Let's go see what Doug's up to here.
You're not the boss of me.
You're not my dad.
Wait.
They're choosing the needle formation. I don't know how to feel about this.
Start heading starboard.
Yes. Wait, starve that. Okay.
Call out when moves are done, please.
Done.
Done.
Alright.
Done.
Ron, you good? All right. Just
is my ship
let me get a rough
moving?
sense here. Nobody look. Okay, good. That's it. Move again, please.
And can see everything. Why are you turning?
He's more veering.
This is worrying. Explain yourself. That's illegal.
Nope. It's allowed 90 degrees.
I know, but it's illegal.
Moves are good.
Yeah.
Done.
Good.
Give me
That's why I
another.
said start going starboard, Felker.
Oh, I thought you said shoot them on starboard.
All right, let's have another move, please.
Meow.
That's funny, Doug. You can do that. It's interesting that one of the things about Fletcher Pratt when played with big groups of people, that gets really hard to do. Doug has all of his guys linked up. He's clicking and dragging to keep them in formation.
Right.
Don't
The
cancel it as a
problem with
blind.
that is that you can't do that in real life.
Well, you can. Well, actually, doing that is one of the great disciplines of all naval strategy, including gauge of sail. Everybody moved?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep, done.
Do I need to continue turning right?
Do you have
Just a little bit more.
Okay.
All right. So let's have another move, please.
Too far. Done.
I feel at this point I should be playing Jethro Tull Locomotive Breath.
Oh, see, because I was debating. I was thinking the theme from Jaws.
Yeah,
That
right?
works too.
Slow motion. Dude.
Yeah. In the shuffling madness. No way to slow
Done.
down. Done.
Done.
Hit
Done.
again.
I use my full amount of speed because my ship is run by pugs and pugs have everlasting energy. Energy. You can only afford these to invincibles?
In terms of points, these are almost equal. Actually, the British might have a slight edge.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, the actual historical, if I were doing what the Germans really did, I would be going the opposite direction as fast as I can.
And it's one of those things where you want to be, and this is just a general note. I know Doug knows this. I make this note to the players on the British side. Note your guns. Note
Yeah, I
your-
just saw that. That's what I was just looking at.
Yeah, notice your
Freaking
big guns.
12-inch guns, 58 inches.
Yeah.
Secondary guns are.
So I mean,
We got 12 inchers.
yep, those are big honking guns.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we're in range of that first one.
50.
You can, if you want to call fire, you can call fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna call pot shot fire. I mean, if you want to hold Velker, what? Oh, well, there's no ammo limit, right?
No.
I'd say we wait for a little bit longer because I don't think this is 58. This is a big honking table, and we're probably about.
I mean,
half the
that
distance.
is true. I mean, seeing it virtually is a little bit more different than seeing it in real life.
Yep, that's. I wondered about that, but it's
My guess right now is it's about 75 inches between us.
okay. Let's have another move then.
All right, Velker, I'll trust you on that.
I'm making estimations.
Poor ridiculous sap.
I'm not making numbers up. You are. Estimations. Do. Done.
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 Alright.
Let's have another. I feel like another.
Another one. Do you want to try a shot now? I feel like we're getting close to where we might be.
Done moving? Yeah, I think we should try a shot.
Alright.
You gonna do it? All right.
Take advantage of our long range. Yeah, I want to try it.
All right. So you remember how this is done. You're gonna grab a white arrow. You're gonna get right down there, and you're gonna point it at how you want me to do it. You both, one or both of you needs one. You're gonna have to do it.
Whoa.
Okay, that's one thing. Those things do not raise up.
You did not tell me this.
They do not raise up because that's why they... Remember that bad thing that was always happening during our Trafalgar battle? I figured out how to fix it, but that means you got to go around the ship. Otherwise, you'll knock it over.
I did not see that coming, so...
All right, so let's have a ship point out. Remember, then lock it, and then write your text on it. And you can hit the return key to do that.
How do I affect where I'm?
How do you affect what?
Never mind. I figured it out.
Okay. All set? Oh, I don't see typing yet. Sorry. There we go. I guess I need some markers. And you don't have to put inch markers. I know what you're doing.
Okay, I think I got it.
All right. If you gentlemen, all three gentlemen, would blindfold yourselves, please, by hitting the B key. Confirm when done.
Blind.
I am blind.
I'm blind.
All right.
See.
The folks at home, they get to watch. Oh, yes, the drama. This is. Hey, I like being the umpire. I love umpiring. Are you kidding me? I see how this works now.
So, Jim, that book I was telling you about,
Yeah.
Fatal Choices, it is entirely 100% about Coronel and the Falklands.
Yeah, as I told you, I wanted to get it, but they apparently there's something buggered up with the
Yeah, it must be.
the printing.
It's really good. And,
I ain't changing my way. I like this estimation stuff, but because apparently he substitutes dice. You may unblindfold yourselves.
I'm not quite.
All right, clear off your text, please. Clear off the markers.
Why is there a red marker here?
That's just I thought I might need it. Call that ranging shots.
Okay, now why am I not grabbing this arrow?
You locked it, so it's right click.
Yeah, right click it.
It should be movable
I get it.
now. It's movable.
There you go.
I'll just leave
Yeah,
it.
well, for some reason it was clicking on the ship, not the arrow. I don't know why I kept doing that.
Yeah, get rid of your text. Beautiful. Movement, please. Let me get rid of these shots.
I'm going to start going straight again. That way I'm going to turn.
Sounds good.
Why am I locked? That's weird. Let's fire again.
Done moving.
Moved.
Move.
All right. Shooty time.
That doesn't fit. I don't have to go all the way around. Okay. Doesn't work.
What doesn't?
I can't get the exact angle.
Yeah, you can get pretty close. I realize you can't get exact angle when you're lying on the floor of a apartment in New York City either. But you can also scooch it down the hull.
Right.
It's Hasdrubal. What's a good word?
He didn't do the eyes.
What's this?
He didn't do the eyes. I'm shocked.
Yeah, I know we didn't get Hasdrubal eyes. Ooh. Velker, you're the invincible?
I am.
Velker is sure. Velker is certain.
I'm not certain, but I'm confident. There's a difference.
which is so much of how things are today.
Too much, in fact.
There. We're not certain, but we are all very confident.
Just checking that you're there, Ron. Uh-oh. Oh, he's typing. Okay. I was worried.
Okay, good. Sorry.
No problem. We got it. Blindfolds up, please.
Yep.
Everybody's in
This is
Roseum.
pretty cool. Actually, I like this with the friggin' trying to guesstimate. This is fun. I like this.
Yeah, now I want you to imagine.
It's definitely different.
I want you to imagine 20 people doing this on a side.
Well, it's funny. After I started reading, like how some, like when you first brought it up, I started reading some of the articles. And I remember when I came out of boot camp out of the Navy, we went to Chicago. But on the way down there, was it Chicago? Yeah, I think so. On the way down there, we stopped at this one place that actually had a war game show going on. It was just a small one.
Mm-hmm.
And in one of the rooms, they were playing this. I was wondering what it was because they were taking the measurements out and everything else like that. And it was this game.
Cool.
So, yeah. So once I started reading, I was like, oh, so that's what they were playing so many years ago. It just brought back a memory.
Blindfolds up. Velker, that was close.
No way.
Yep. Short shots don't count.
Wow, I was just off to the friggin' left, huh?
Yep. Velker, I'm impressed. Actually, tell you the truth. The other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make these bigger.
Yes, now I'm within half an inch. Wait.
Yeah, I don't wanna get messed up in that, but all right. Markers are up and off. And if we can get the text up and the arrows away, please.
Emden is making smoke.
Oh, the Emden is filthy. It will move and make smoke. Please do. I will see to it.
Boo. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Can I still hit him at this angle? Like from here to here?
No, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Stop measuring.
No measuring.
No
You will not-
measuring.
Penalty. No shooting this turn.
Okay.
Dang it, Belkar.
It's a force of habit checking line of
Might want to
sight,
start
but no can do.
Yeah, I understand that.
The way
Might
that
wanna
works is if it crosses
spin a
the
little
smoke,
bit,
you
Valkyr.
couldn't have seen him. Moves are done.
Those are done.
All
Done.
right. So Ron, shot. I'm assuming you're gonna want to take one.
Yes, sir.
Aw, Hasdrubal gave you the eyes.
Yay. Thank you.
All good.
All right, take it dark, please.
I can't see. I can't see.
Well, that's a feature, not a bug. You gave me 48. The Germans are being very cool customers about all this. I must say. We are used to your ranging fire, British persons. We are not impressed by it, let me say. And blindfolds off. Not bad.
Dang it. I just got to get my angle.
Not bad. Let me real quick. I believe smoke is 3 turns.
I think that's what you said, yeah.
Yeah. But let's make sure, yeah. You smoke. I'll quote Mirth on this one that once you find the range, this game ends quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 3 turns for smoke. So markers are up, text is off, these markers are gone. Movement, please.
Okay, Emden continues to make smoke.
I'm going to mark that. Continue. Good deal. Ron and Velker, you've moved?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you're making the firings, are you?
Yeah. I can't. Move
I'm not.
it. The 15 angle is too much. It's too much.
No, don't move the ship.
Didn't mean to.
If it helps, lock the ship. That's actually not the worst idea. Locking the ship prior to setting fires.
Right.
Okay, I'm ready.
Velker, you good?
I am blindfolded.
Blindfoldings, please. There's no seeing.
No seeing, no.
No seeing.
9.
No seeing.
I see nothing.
I hear nothing.
Oh dear. Okay, 1 second. Do not, silly thing, do not fall over. Okay, and now, this is fun. All right. You'll notice I'm taking an extra moment.
Well, that sounds maybe kind of good for our side.
All right. Goggles up, people. That's a hit on the Emden.
Wow.
Poor little
Ooh,
Emden.
look at that.
Yeah, that's what we call the bad day for the Emden. Is what we do.
Seriously?
I know, dude. I my heart broke for you. I tried to make it work out for you, but you just. I know. Your heart. You were there, man. You were there. I give you all
It's
respect.
less than half an inch.
You're short though. Shorts are complete misses no matter what.
What?
It's true.
I didn't even disturb his
All right.
movement.
So the armor thickness of the Emden on a what's its belt, Doug?
Hold on. Let me look.
Just gotta get rid of that smoke generator.
Armor belt is a whopping 1.
Ooh. And the
Yeah,
range.
it's a light cruiser.
Yeah, and the range on that target was that was the near hit, so that was a 50. That was a 48 incher. 48 inches, belt thickness. Look for the line. Yeah, that's a full penetration. Okay, so that's coming straight through the belting. Ow. 4 hits at 30.
Ouchies.
4 hits at 3,700 each.
Oh my god, ouch.
Yeah, these light cruisers aren't frontline combatants.
No, they usually weren't.
It's 14,800. So we go over here to the Emden. We move her down to. Where's the Emden? That's the Sharn. All right. So the bottom line is she's down to 5 knots of speed,
Right.
and she's lost all her weaponry.
So it's basically you.
I'll take that for the first hit.
Yeah.
Doesn't take much.
Well, no, and let's face it. You just fired because you got a good ranging shot. You just launched 4 12-inch guns into her deck or into her hull.
Right, exactly.
Right.
You
A
know,
light
so-
cruiser hull.
Yeah, that's no joke. So, there's the dishwhack.
Paper mache.
Which one was the guy that eventually seizes Xing Tao, Doug?
Oh, God.
I thought it was the Emden.
It is. It is actually the Emden, yeah. The Emden is not at the Falklands.
Okay.
She was detached in the South Pacific and was independently raiding. Now, she does eventually get sunk.
Right, because they eventually catch him.
Right.
Hey, why is there measuring?
Did it again.
You just lost another shot.
I didn't even look.
You just lost another shot. You cannot do it. Cannot do it, dude.
Falker!
That's the absolutely forbidden.
See, the British cheat in the polling games and the British cheat here. What the heck, Falker?
I should never see that. Okay, especially since you escaped. Okay, so let's do some moving. Are you going to continue to make smoke with the Emden?
No, she's going to cut off making smoke.
All right.
However, Scharnhorst will start making smoke.
All right. Where's the shot? There she is.
And I'm down to 5 knots, and it's a quarter of an inch, so he basically can move an inch.
Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky.
Yeah, he ain't going very far.
I put the first smoke behind the Scharnhorst.
That's dandy fine.
Both British moved.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Dang it, Falker. At least, even if I could shoot, I don't think I got a shot here. I only see the tail end of that friggin'
Yeah,
Alabama
there's a fog bank bearing at you from the southwest.
almost as if there were a plan.
Not shooting.
Not necessarily a good plan, but a plan.
Hey, it's Staggerwing.
Hey, Stagger.
Okay, now all the World War I naval nerds are coming out. Ian Jackson. SMS Emden surrendered to HMAS Sydney during the Battle of Cocos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, according to Mirth's Twitter feed, he is standing next to an ex at a bar.
Oh, Mirth.
I can't even begin to describe. So just checking, are the Germans good?
Yeah, the Germans are good.
All right, so we got you gonna take a shot, Ron?
No.
All right.
I don't have a shot.
All right, movement. Let me get rid of this smoke. Movement.
Scharnhorst is no longer making smoke.
Okay. Oh, good lord. Now I want to play Locomotive Breath. Because that would be a hairy, hairy ship to see coming out of the distance.
Yep.
So, you're still moving. All right. Ron's looking for another shot. He's happy about that hit on the Emden.
Sure am.
One of the most delightful stories that Fletcher Pratt's wife, who was a regarded player and umpire in these games, tells is that she could always tell when the games were done because these guys would come down with these wood stains on their face. They would come down with these wood stains on their face, which were a product of them having pushed their faces down to the floor.
Right.
That's great.
To measure their distances.
That's kind of scary seeing that coming out of that friggin' fog, even at low friggin'.
That's what I'm saying.
Level.
Especially since the background has that sunlight going on behind it. And you catch...
Yeah, it's like I'm looking down at the table like as low as I can. I'm like, oh, that's friggin'... I had to take that beast out.
You're going to try.
Yeah, gonna try.
Ooh, we have saucy salvos. I like it. Doug, looks like you're going to take a shot.
Correct.
You hitting them all?
My new dog is attempting to eat the wedding cake that my wife just brought in to me. My loving wife just returned from a wedding, and my new, probably 65-pound boxer,
I've seen pictures.
believes that she needs the wedding cake. So theoretically here,
Yeah.
how many guns should I really be able to shoot from there?
Well, you can try with the other guns. It's just if you miss, because you can only go out to your known range, right? That's the Scharnhorst,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
right.
you've got your 8.2 main gun, which
Right. But my point is,
yeah.
I'm bow on. So
I don't. It doesn't limit you that way.
Okay. I didn't think it did. I
No.
didn't recall that.
No, it just if you get hit, if they hit you that way, it's more of a gun. If it depends how I measure the line, but if I measure the line down the length of your ship, it just basically means I either get deck or gun turret hits. It's not so much.
Yes, there's a $5 bill under the table for you, right down the line.
Right down the line. There you go.
So, since I can't look at that right now, there's 6 or 8 8.2s.
Let me have a look. I think you got 8. 8. 8.2s.
Yeah, because technically it's the amount of shells going downrange, not so much the guns you have, correct?
Right. Oh, Mr. Fancy Pants. Very good. So it looks like you're all set there?
I am good to go.
All right, let me get rid of this. I don't know what that is. All right,
Blinded.
blindfolds, people. Blindfolds.
It really ought to be Ride of the Valkyries playing with that sucker coming out of there.
That's not a bad one either. Hall of the Mountain King.
Mm-hmm.
Good one.
All right, so we go 38 and 2s. I like being the umpire.
Yeah, this way is just so suspenseful. It's like, come on, did I get it? Come on, come on.
You son of a...
Yeah, exactly.
I totally got it this time, right? All right. Let's see. Forgive my slightly dilatory behavior. I can't somehow get my fingers to work. There we go. One more. It's either that or waiting for a cancer diagnosis.
Oh, are we done?
Nope.
Okay. I didn't think
Watching the grass grow.
Yeah, you can always see. The cool thing is you guys can catch up with this on the video afterwards and see how close you came.
Oh, that's true. Did we just lose Doug again?
I think maybe I fell off. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yep, I could hear you. I think you actually followed the game itself, though.
Yeah, I kind of think I have, though I'm blindfolded, so I don't know.
We'll find out.
It says you're still
Yeah, because it
floating
popped up in the
battle
chat in the
with
bottom.
Yeah, that's what I saw. It said I lost the P2P session.
Okay. Want to make sure I'm doing this right. Oh, you did do an interesting bit of bracketing, didn't you?
Well, you can just tell us. Shinerhurst is dead, right? Yeah, Shinerhurst is dead, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what is not happening. Thank you for your patience. Please lift your blindfolds.
I'm still here.
Oh no!
But that's a hit
Oh, I did
on
get
the
a hit.
Scharnhorst.
Nice.
So let's do the Scharnhorst hit first. You dedicated over... That's your short shot, correct? Yes. You dedicated 2 shots to that, not for the 4. So the 2 shots coming off of the inflexible main guns. Flexible's main guns are 12 inches. What is your armor belting on the Scharnhorst?
You want belt or deck?
Well, that's a good question. It's a deck shot. Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say, that ought to be a deck shot.
And it is.
Yeah, with the overarching. Yeah.
You have a 2. Well, I'm pretty confident that's going to be a penetration, but we'll take a look.
Yeah.
Range is 48. 12-inch gun. Oh, yeah. So that is throwing 2 shots.
Now my turret armor's 7.
Yeah, but the way you hit a turret is I actually have to... I checked that. That's the thing that was delaying me.
Okay.
I have to physically hit the model of your turret. So, for example, here on the Scharnhorst, it's right there and right there. And this is pretty much a midships where I got him right there. Obviously, I can't put the marker on that, but that's a good point.
Right.
It's an excellent point. Okay, so the 12 gun is 3,700. So that is 7,400, Doug.
Okay.
On the Scharnhorst, which gets you what?
Not too much, actually.
Nope.
Down to 19 knots of speed.
That's it. Drops you to 19 knots. Let's talk about this other shot, because I don't think that's going to go quite as well. Scharnhorst, you fired 222s. Those are all 2s.
Correct.
And that's on the Invincible. Your main gun is an 8.
8.2, yeah.
Yeah, which I believe stands in for the 8 here, which is...
They're all, right.
The 1150s. So 2 shots at that range. What is your belt armor on the Inflexible?
6.
6, thank you.
Hey, Valkyrie, I just noticed your shot's a little over there, huh?
A little bit. He's getting there. You'll see. 8-inch guns. There they are. Wow, that's cruel. That doesn't penetrate armor. That's
Really?
It's
that's a bounce.
Yeah, I mean, those are basically far range.
So I believe that means you do half damage. Wow.
Wait, was it deck armor?
No,
Oh, it was the 8-inch though, right?
Belt. It's the 6-inch armor belting.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Good, Marie. How are you? Yeah, can you give me just 1 second, please? Yeah, hang on just 1 second. Hey, gents.
Yeah.
I gotta briefly pause here. I've got a call I'm taking.
All right, we will assume you're pausing.
Yep, give me just a second.
No worries.
Roger that.
Hey, Marie, what can I do for you?
Let's see here.
Interesting.
I'm just trying to find the...
Oh, yeah.
Not the variant.
Right.
Oh, that's what's wrong. I was looking at the variant rules.
Uh-oh. Wrong with what?
Okay.
Airplanes, submarines. I don't need any of those things. There we are.
We
The
we don't keep
below the line
anything,
shell has.
but we have customers that might. Um, what I could probably find out, and I wouldn't be able to dredge up anything until
There also
Monday.
rules to do when a ship is broadside. That is what it is. Assumed to the belt.
Okay.
Another approximation. Exception.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
So he doesn't even does he even take half damage going through the belt, not going through the belt, or takes no damage at all?
That's what I'm reading. When ships having
'Cause I-
armor are used, which is what we have, a chart is necessary. The chart on the next page is for
Sure,
determining
yeah.
whether armor has been penetrated or not. We have done this. Should be noted.
Right. Yeah, no, I would need the most likely customer.
Inches of
that I
armor,
have
45
that
inch
might
range
have
for
some stuff, is Schneider Corporation, and the guy that I have that works most commonly with them, I can reach out to him tomorrow, and he'll
hits
know
failing to
about how
penetrate
much
armor
stuff they might
cause
have.
half their rated damage in points for a gun of the caliber firing rule 3F.
Yeah.
So,
All right,
instead-
at least there's something.
Yeah, there's something that lands there. That's what I wanted. So the Scharnhorst we usually is firing an 8-inch main gun, which I think is 1150. We said
Correct.
They are.
1150.
Yeah,
so that's the total
everything's
damage
for sale
taken
over
by the Inflexible,
The Invincible.
or is it the Invincible?
It's the Invincible.
Right.
The
right.
Invincible.
The Invincible.
It doesn't get me past
1150. All right, so it doesn't even arrive at the first pointer. So I will have to mark this.
Yeah, that's absurd.
1150.
Yeah, well, and everything's absurd right now with this stuff that's going on. So I mean,
So
everybody.
I
is
suppose
just
I should be, and what we also should do is lock these so they don't scooch. Good. So there was a little bit of
All
shooting.
right, I took my stuff away.
All right, let's pick up all the stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, Velker.
What do you want to do here?
Shine Horse is just
Absolutely.
narrowing right down at us here.
Let's get connected, and I'll see what I can figure out tomorrow.
Want to concentrate shots on the or do you think he's coming in torpedo range for that friggin'
absolutely.
Nuremberg? What do you want to do?
I'm just
I said we
going
concentrate.
forward in front of it, so it's harder.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
You still going after Nuremberg? Or you can try to fire at that, or you can try to fire at the Shine Horse?
Probably the Sharn horse. Let's focus on.
Oh, great.
Yeah, let's concentrate on that. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
If you want to push to talk
Yeah,
and you want to
let's
communicate with
chat,
your opponent, why don't you do
definitely.
that?
Definitely. Very good.
They do that.
Excellent.
I don't know. As long as he can hear you, that's my concern.
Oh, I can hear him.
Can you? Okay. Cool. All right, so
It's probably a better bet.
there we go. So why don't you guys make your moves?
Hello.
Hello there.
Am I there?
You are.
We yes.
Ah, very good. All right, so I'm back.
Cool. So we determined that your shot on the Invincible did 1150 damage, which isn't even its first marker.
How do I get rid of this text now?
Just bring up the text thing again,
Oh, okay.
and then you
That's
just bring
right,
your
I
mouse over
forgot.
and give you the garbage can.
Yep. Forgot. Yep. All right. No, we've got. I've literally got people calling me now because places are getting shut down and told they have to evacuate and send everybody home by Monday, and people are needing equipment. This was somebody that just was a friend of somebody else. They're not even a customer of ours.
Surely Doug will know.
That's exactly what it was.
It's nice to be wanted.
Yeah.
Well, strike that. Needed.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. I can't quite go 4.
I have not heard a call that movements are done, so I'm just hanging. So
My movement is
Our
No,
movement's done.
I am not. My movement is done. I have not done fires yet.
okay.
Our call shots are done.
Velker, your shots are done?
Yep.
Cool. Out comes the arrow. Oh, really?
See how
Yes.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah, that's actually a really good shot too.
You'll notice I have labeled it 3. Fish in the water, people.
Okay. My 6-inchers also have range.
What you want to do with that is you just want to declare the same thing. You just write it down. So I know you're not firing your main guns.
Ah,
You remember.
Am I firing way too
there's 8 of those too, correct?
I'm going to look for you. Let's have a peek. Oop, went to the whole wrong side.
Our secondaries aren't in range there, Valker.
That's an interesting bit of news that his secondaries are so far out. Königsberg. No, this is not the Emden or the Nuremberg. This is the
Scharnhorst.
Scharnhorst. There it is. 6 of them.
Okay. And double check their range is 38, right?
6-inch gun range is 37.
37. There we are.
Very well. I must ask all of you to please blindfold yourselves. And you would be so kind. Swing. So the nearest shot is a... All this shooting. All this shooting.
Just things get so quiet. The minute the blindfold goes down, that's when everybody shuts up. Just me.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
No, I'm wrong.
What they tear up? Oh, hey.
One to go. Blindfolds up, if you please.
I hit someone.
Emden's done for.
That's going to kill the Emden.
Yeah.
But let's just go through the math so that we may understand it. Velker, what are you fired? That was your first shot. Pretty sure.
Yep, so that's 2.
Yeah. It's 2 on your main gun. So your 2 main guns are what are your mains?
My mains are 8.
No, they're 12s.
12 inches.
Yeah, your mains are your 12s. So that's we know that penetrates at that range. That's 7,400 into the Emden. What does that leave her with?
Probably not too damn much.
70...
She's right now.
Yeah, she's gone.
Alright.
Yep.
Boom.
Congratulations. A sinking.
Nice.
Congratulations to Velker.
I wasn't even aiming for Emden.
I know, and you couldn't have. Well, it would have been a question. Let's put it that way. But the Emden was sitting out there at that range. So that's the Emden. Now, in response, the Scharnhorst fires. Now, the way this torpedo thingy works, it's going to move in our system because it's a 1/4 inch. It's going to move 9 inches when you shoot it.
Right.
And now I will change it to a 2. It has 2 moves left. So again, I say fish in the water. Now let's come over here. Those are misses. This is not, and this was your 3 secondary guns that hit.
Correct.
So that's fall of shot 3. I'm strongly going to doubt that's going to penetrate, but
I don't think that's, well, if the other ones didn't.
I don't know why this would.
The 8 inches won't. These won't.
So, but those are, what size are those?
6 inches.
6s?
6.
3 6s. So 6s fire 500. So
750.
Very good. Yeah, Velker's right. 750 more.
I still don't think that'll take me to my first damage.
$750 is 1,900. It does not. But it is a hit. And just explaining the math to the folks at home, doesn't penetrate, does half damage, therefore 1,500 cut in half to 750. Very good. Pick up your pieces, please. Take up your text. We are good to go to the next round.
I'm going to do something no one's ever done before.
And this smoke is done for. It's the last one.
That has got to be the greatest pirate I've ever seen. What happens with collisions?
Don't. I mean, there's really no reason to collide. You can turn enough to avoid each other.
I'm just curious.
What if we're trying to say we want to collide?
Oh, ramming?
Yeah.
You can both avoid it. There's no rules for it. I'll say that.
Death
There are
to
rules
both of
for
them.
there are rules for torpedoes. There are rules for submarines doing it.
Death for both of them.
Hey, it's Captain Darwin. Yeah, no, there is no Kraken tonight. Although I suppose I could find one on Tabletop Simulator. I'm sure there is a Kraken model. The Allies, or the British, putting on their synchronized arrows was cracking me up. As if by one. So, Doug, where's the Nuremberg going?
Away.
Ouch. Unarmored ships and those under 3,000 tons, damage figures are doubled.
Ow.
Yeah, that's a bad day.
Just a little bit.
Then again, you shouldn't be sailing around in an unarmored ship if the Scharnhorst is loose.
And that's why Coronel is such a bloodbath. 2 of the ships in that British squadron are armed merchant cruisers.
Ooh.
So you're basically saying they're aluminum foil.
Yeah, well, they're wrought iron foil. Let's put it this way: they're not these battle cruisers.
Oh, by the way, I don't know, Doug. Did you see the Twitter thing that I retweeted? That I said, I swear, hand of God. It's a joke headline from one of these parody sites, but the words on the headline are, "No one wants to play your weird German game about trains, dude." And I'm like, you've said that.
I know.
Hand of God, you said those words. Now, not to me.
but yeah. Absolutely. Oh man.
It's like, you know, you're all pretending that's a joke, but my boy has said that.
Said that. Exactly. Okay, let's go.
He wants to crawl around on the 15-foot table and go pew pew with boats.
Much better.
Mm-hmm.
Da-dun, 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 da-dun.
So I see 8 guns here, Doug. Does that mean you're firing just your mains?
Where are you looking?
Am I looking the right way? I have the battle flipped over the wrong way. Sorry. No, I did.
Yeah,
There we go. There we go.
I think you were looking at mine.
Yeah. So you're going mains, secondary, right?
Correct. And
Got it.
I just screwed this up.
No. Stay calm. We should be able to get this right for you. Get your words back yet? How's that?
There we go. There we go. There we go. And I just did it again.
No. I see it.
Pop me back one more.
Oh, sure.
There we go. Let me try and do this right this time. Well, who cares? Holy cow, how is this happening?
I know how it's happening, but it's hard to describe. Hang on. It's because it is... I just have a ton of experience from the Kriegspiel doing this.
Right.
That's fine. I get that. I know what that means.
I'm not going to change that at this point because it's just not working out for me.
Yeah, I got that. I'm good. Everybody ready to blindfold up?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Blinded.
I gotta get them.
But have you folded?
Dummy's gotta get a marker. That's what Dummy needs. Thank you. Looking at distances upside down is fun. Okay. One done. Two done. Three done. Your guesstimatory powers are improving, everyone.
I don't know if that's good or bad. It all depends on who the everyone is. Hopefully it's us.
Yeah. Us.
Blinders off, please.
Are you kidding me? I thought I shot short.
Oh no, you shot way long.
Where? That's not very far.
You know, the problem is short is absolute. Long, you actually get a little bit of a chance. But we do have a hit. A palpable hit. It is the first of these. Yep.
Wow, I didn't realize I was that short.
Mm-hmm. This one was really interesting because you caught it in the going away. So this is 32, 3 guns. Those are your littles, right, Doug?
Yep.
So the 6s will not penetrate, so they're going to do half.
They're the 500s, right?
500, yep.
So that's another 750.
Another 750, but this time it's on...
2,000. No, it's not on the Invincible.
Oh, it's on the Invincible, yeah. Another 750 on the Invincible.
2,650, which still doesn't bring me.
You are up on this. Math.
Miss Dolaski, thank you.
There you go. Missed 2,650, so there's your hit.
As I said, you have to get 68.
Well, but remember, I mean, in order to hit you there, he fired 3 of his guns. Had he landed all 11 of them, it'd be a different story.
Right.
No, you haven't hit me. And he hit me, what, 12 times?
Well, that's true. Oh, he's hit you. You're taking damage. You haven't affected any critical systems. That's true.
Right.
I've got a ton of those.
All right, so clean up, please.
So that was the 30.
You have to move the torpedo, right? Or did you move it already?
Oh, I have to
No,
move.
he hasn't.
Yeah, I must move the
Yeah,
torpedo.
torpedo has to run.
Thank you for the reminder.
The torpedo. It's so fast.
Oh, it is. That's in an interesting spot.
Should I lay smoke?
Smoke ain't gonna stop a torpedo, if that's what you're asking.
No. Of course it doesn't work against a torpedo. It's not mission based.
And movement, please.
I'm gonna be a fast boy. That's too far.
If you turn into a speedboat.
Only if you make the appropriate speedboat noises.
Exactly. Motorboating.
That's totally something different. Let's not get into that here.
You got me by a little bit, Ron.
What? My move is done.
Take care, Staggerwing.
Not Stags. Stag isn't going to stag, is he?
He's going to bed, is what he's doing.
That's not discouraged. Aha. I used the word.
What is?
I said
The Nuremberg is choosing the better part of valor.
better part. I think you mean more cowardly.
Hey, where'd my shooties go?
We stole them all.
We steal all your shooties.
You stole my shooties.
Not your shooties.
Oh, yes. Ach, ja. The weird part is just remembering the shooting from last turn. You're still 3 feet apart.
Right. It's very kind of difficult to with those enforced 15 degrees.
Yeah, that's what Velker was talking about. I think the only way...
Yeah, I used the hull of the ship itself. Like, it kind of guides it along.
Yeah, that's really all you can do. I see that. This is going to prompt another communication from myself to Berserk Games.
Come on, TTS.
Come on, guys. 1 degree. That isn't so bloody hard.
Bastard.
Yeah, the reason it does that is because I turned off the auto raise.
Right.
But it still raises.
When you want to see how soon it jumps when it doesn't do that? It's really
Right.
close. Yeah, that's the strategy, Doug, right there. Just slide it down the hull. None of this is subtle. Well, apparently there are large crowds of people gathered at McCormick Place in Chicago to celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
Today's St. Patrick's
Brilliant.
Good move.
Today is St. Patrick's Day?
No, it's coming up though. This would have been the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant. That's some CEO thinking right there.
That's it. Everybody all set?
Yeah.
All set.
Do it.
Yes.
All right. Blindfolds, please.
So, how's everybody doing?
How's your day going?
I'll be right back while you're measuring.
Sure thing.
It's just weird. It's like an eerie silence,
It is. You're not wrong.
Woo.
which is kind of weird considering that it's a frigate with big ships, big guns, but an eerie silence.
Pew pew.
According to the book, in the games in New York, players were required to step either out of the room or go to the far end of the room while the umpire measured.
Nice. I was reading somewhere online where someone was playing it and they only had the one ump, so when we had to do the measurements,
Mm-hmm.
they actually had the players look the opposite way, but held the front of the tape measure on the ship itself
Yes.
and face the opposite way. Well, that didn't sound good.
Okay, what? No, I'm fine. I'm good. Thanks. Why?
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see. All good. Okay. How are you?
All's well. Do not panic. Okay, panic.
Oh, okay, panic. Okay, panic.
Admiral on deck.
Ahoy.
Were you done?
Nearly.
Patient.
No, I just.
No. Understood. I know what you're asking. Well. Glasses off, please.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I hit someone.
You did.
And I got hit twice.
Yeah. That's the
Dang, darn it.
considering. I'm not sure what Doug was shooting at with the Scharnhorst, but the Gneisenau knew exactly what it was doing. Those two commanders are talking to each other. But excuse you, what were you shooting at?
Boy, I guess.
Because those first 10 shots all hit. That was brutal. That wasn't that. Let's do that first. So that's 6, I imagine, of your secondaries.
Right.
Well, we know that none of your guns penetrate. It's half damage. It's 500 a gun, so that's 1,500 off the secondaries. 1,500 off the secondaries. What do the primaries fire at, Velker? Well, let's check the primaries to make sure that they don't hit. They're 8-inch. So what's their 8-inch guns? What's the belt armor on the inflexible?
I think it's 7.
I'm looking at for now. It's 6.
It's 6. 8-inch gun. Range. It still doesn't penetrate. Okay. So 8-inch gun, 1150. 1150 times 4. Math.
4,200.
Well, wouldn't it be just times it by 2 because it's half, isn't it?
4,200.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
So it's only
Yeah,
2,300.
2,300 plus
300.
300. So it's a total of 2,600. Total of 2,600
Okay.
on the inflexible.
Well, did we end up having the 750 again? How did we get to 300?
That's a good point. I may have done that wrong.
It's 2,100.
All right, so keep the 2,300 in your head, people. We need that. 2,300 in your head. The other guns are the 8s.
There were 6 of
They're
them.
6s. There are 6 6s. That's 3,000. So that's
Right.
1,500. 1,500 plus 2,300. That's 3,800. Oh, look at that.
It's
That
a hit.
actually a palpable hit. Down to 24 knots of speed.
I can't believe you've done this.
You have violated the Royal Navy. Now they will never forgive you.
Oopsie.
You're
Yes.
a meanie.
They're sinking now.
Not 2,300, dummy. 2,800. Uh-oh. Who'd we lose?
No one.
I heard a popping sound.
We have lost no one.
Everybody still here? Nope.
Hello? What? Is just no one talking?
Now the damage on the other one, right?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, the nice now took a hit.
Oh, I muted myself like an idiot. What's that button?
Just lower right. Click on the lower right.
Where is it? Here. There we go. I muted myself again,
Oh, nice.
like I'm given to do. All right, so 2,800. So that's that kit. Now we have a hit over here on the Gneisenau. Woot woot. That was Velker. Well done, Velker.
What was that, secondaries?
No. He only fired his mains. He's got 8 mains.
3,700 a pop.
Is that right? 12-inch. They
Yep.
do. They are. I believe they penetrate. Doug, I believe we figured that out. Shall we check?
Whoa, he disconnected.
Oh, he disconnected. All right. He'll come back. So that's 2 hits, 3,700, 7,400. Ouch. But let's, I want to, since we have a second, let's check penetration. 12-inch gun. Somebody want to check me the belt armor on the Gneisenau?
Belt armor
Sure.
The Gneisenau is 6.
All right. And what was the range on that shot, Felker?
The range on that. I can't look at that.
No. It's written down.
Oh,
Looks like 26.
20.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 22. You're right, 22.
22 range inches. Those are 12-inch guns. And the thickness is how big?
6.
6.
Penetration, yep. So that penetrates the Gneisenau to 7,400 damage.
And he's back.
Yep, he's already in the voice chat. We got him back in here in the game. So where is the Gneisenau?
Welcome back, Doug.
Welcome back. There it is.
Gneisenau's over here, 7,400.
Yeah, so that's going to be 7,400 to 13.
Slowed to 19 knots.
Are you... Oh, that's right. That's the 7,400. Got it. Forgot to write down the actual damage.
Yeah. Both of them are.
Slowed to 19 knots. All right. Good deal.
So here on the Scharnhorst, it's the same thing.
Yep, got it.
7,400.
Good deal. All right.
The torpedo.
Oh, yeah. Here it comes. Last move.
And it is wasted.
No. It would have gone there, so it has expired.
Poof.
Yep.
Clean it up, please. Nice shooting that round, Doug.
You just like him because he's doing the Germans.
I like him because he is being the Germans.
And you like German. It's a language you know.
It is. I know English too. Mostly.
But do you really like the English? I mean, they defeated Napoleon.
After a form.
Right.
All right, let's do that thing.
All right, I moved.
What always strikes me is that even though they were the more modern, it's just how high in the water the German ships sit.
Mm-hmm.
I did the maths, and this is what should be ish. It'll be close enough, I think, I hope.
If you're that close, you must have followed your secondary, Velker.
Yeah, if you think you're that... He's got a point.
I should.
The secondary is at 23 inches, I believe.
Okay, so the secondary is a 4-inch?
Yes,
We
correct.
get 12 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And what's their range?
That's what I'm looking at. 4 inches are 23.
Damn it.
She's down. She's down.
She's
I thought we sunk
down.
her.
No. Well, I tried to.
Oh, she's doing the Poseidon adventure. Yeah.
I thought I had locked the darn things. But evidently, I had actually unlocked them.
I make deep red. Because it's cool.
Oh, that's not a crazy idea.
Oh, that's totally crazy. That's totally nuts, Belker. I don't know how you thought of that.
Insane. Just insane.
Wackiness.
Cats and dogs sleeping together. Total mayhem now.
Mass hysteria.
I want to change.
So.
1 second. I want to change.
No, you got time. Doug's got to do his. Doug's texting up. Yeah, I officially love the Fletcher Pratt system.
Yeah, me too.
I'm taking my chances with
I-
this one.
I now want to play this with 60 people.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh my god, you know how long that would take?
Yes, I don't care. This is the kind of thing Doug and I kept threatening to do at Origins at Central Command.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just come all day. This is what are you here for? we're just going to sit around on our giant floor in our socks, not step on the
And
models.
do this. Yep.
Yeah, I'd love to go to
Try not to
Origins.
step on the model. Step on the
I've never been to
models
one.
and leave because your toes are bleeding.
Origins is a good time if you got the people to go with, and that's why it was always a pleasure to hang out with the Armchair Dragoons crew. The con
And I was thinking
itself,
about going this year. Then I was like, it's my son's graduation, so guess what?
yeah, the con itself is only tangentially fond of war games, but there are war gamers there, which is what matters. Everybody set?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Roger.
Go blind, please.
I don't like my green curtain. It's kind of ugly.
Well, while you're measuring out, I'll be back and get another glass of rum and coke here.
You're getting root beer? Wow. I want root beer. All I have is fizzy water.
I just realized this is much simpler than I was making it.
Yeah, it really isn't a complicated system at all.
No, I'm just talking about the way I measure things.
Oh, okay.
I realized, look, it's either hitting or it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got to look at your ranges and figure it out from there. It's funny, too, though, because there's this part of me that's like, oh, you're being such jerks to each other. Oh, yeah, you're supposed to be.
Like, Jesus, man.
Well, you can see why Spee ran.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the German armored cruisers are just totally outclassed by these battle cruisers.
Yep. I'm beginning to think that Fletcher Pratt knew what he was doing when he came up with his formula.
Yep. Yeah, funny how that works, huh?
Wow.
You know, it's kind of crazy.
Insanity, I tell you.
And Scharnhorst and Gneisenau are monster ships, but their guns just...
Well, as we can see, there's a whole lot of plinking and plonking going on.
Yep. Well, and they can't outrun. The problem they get screwed into is they can't outrun the battle cruisers. The battle cruisers both outrange and outgun them.
Somebody's building a ladder.
I think the system replicates that gunnery practice really, really well.
Well, again, I'm just going off of what the book says, but guys who went to war came back and told Fletcher Pratt, yeah, that's pretty much how it works.
Yep.
So that's a pretty good frame of reference, if you ask me. Now, of course, it should be said, amidst all the praise we're heaping on the system, there is one thing it was accused of, and that is screwing up the United States in the early years of World War II because it did not allow for the effectiveness of the Japanese long-lance torpedo.
Which is a fair criticism. It's a weapon
Blindfolds
system
are off.
that was underestimated.
Oh, baby, I hit him.
Yeah.
How many times did I avoid death? Jeez.
Well, that was luck.
Yeah. That short shot rule is brutal. The fact that short shots are, because if you are within a half an inch long, you count as a hit. But short is, even if it's immediate, you miss.
Hard
period.
stop.
Right.
Hard stop. So,
Sorry about that. Are we unblinded?
Yes, you're unblinded. So Velker, you
Is that the 17-incher?
well, like I say, you went 16, 17, 18, right?
Yep. Which of those?
Can I ask everybody to blind up? I should have put 3 down. Forgive me. Can I ask everybody to blindfold just for a second?
I'm blind.
Yep.
Blinded.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I thought. Please, you cannot blindfold. These are your 17s, Velker.
All right. Beautiful.
Ah, so close, but yet so far.
17. So you hit 4 mains and 6 secondaries.
Yup.
Ooh. Ouch.
4 mains and 6 secondaries. So everything penetrates. We know that. Your mains are 12.
Check his secondaries. Those are only 4 inches.
Oh, fair enough.
Yes, my 4 inchers.
4-inch range 17. What's your
160.
but what's your armor? We got to check penetration.
6.
17 inches. 4-inch guns. Oh yeah,
Belt
that
armor is 6.
bounces. Thank you.
That
Bounces.
is 80 damage each times 6.
Yep, 480 damage each times 6 is
480.
480. And the mains,
Are 8. Or no, they're 12s, right?
yeah, those are 12s.
And I hit 4 of those, and that's 3,700 each.
What are you talking about? How many you hit? You said they were 1,200 each?
They're
3,700 each.
They're 3,700 each.
3,700 each. Those are not halved.
Right.
So that's
That's-
6,400. 12,800.
12,800 plus.
Plus the
480.
480.
Okay, so I'm doing some math here. 12,800
Plus 480
plus 480.
is 13.
13,280 on the Nisa now.
Okay, plus 7,400.
Why is that?
Because they already had
And the damage.
7,400.
Oh, thank you. Plus 7,400. 20,680.
So right there.
Okay, so he's
13 knots, and he lost 2 main turrets, 2 secondary turrets, 1 torpedo tube, 1 secondary, and 1 main. That's a terrible combination, but yeah. Well, you get a lot of stuff for 21,347.
these are cumulative. These listings are cumulative.
Correct.
Right, so you have 2 main gone and 2 secondaries and 1 torpedo.
Right. It's not 2 main and 1 main.
Right.
Uh,
Right. It's
And
when
an
you
AA
get-
gun, just for
This next one is
Right, just in
Giggles there.
case.
yeah, that next one is nasty.
yeah.
That's
The
how
next
you know
the
that
next
ship's
step
going
up
down.
is a
That's how you know ship's going down.
real kick in the stuff is what that is. All right. So that was a good shot, Velker. Well done. No other hits. So markers off, please.
You're trash, and you're trash. Everybody's trash.
What's the Nuremberg speed?
28.
She can get gone.
Coward!
You say that, but it's definitely a choice.
Yeah, a toxic one. But a choice nonetheless.
Actually, it's what the entire German squadron
I
should be
don't
doing.
care.
Make the British chase you.
Yeah,
Make smoke like freaks.
that's right.
What is mother listening to?
I don't know. I will say this, that now I understand also the appeal of Brant. Okay, fine. Do this at Origins. I'm telling you, we're going to take up the entire space, though, because you got to have, 15 feet square?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's 225 square feet, 15 down.
Good point.
I did the math in my head while you guys were talking, just for fun. I like all this math. This math is fun. I see you. Goodness sakes.
Yeah, you guys are trading gunfire at close range now.
Yeah, this is a lot closer than they usually would be.
That was cool.
Wasn't it?
Doug pulled the non-racing arrow, and it just did this neat little flip right over his ship.
Sort of,
Really?
Marker Parker.
Marker parkour. There
You
it
did
is.
this thing over your ship?
There, oh, there it is.
Teach me your ways.
Teach me your ways, Sensei.
You have much to learn,
Hey,
Padawan.
Hey, Ron, come on now. Velker's hitting stuff.
Come on, man. Keep up with the game. Can I tell him to keep shorter? Is this allowed? I think you're going a little far, so maybe try pulling it back.
Yeah, I reduced it a bunch. Hopefully I can hit this time. Hey, I did get the first hit of the game, though.
You did. You boinked
Yeah,
the...
but I'm the one who first sunk a ship.
And he sunk the Emden. Velker actually
Which I already had already damaged down to, like, nothing.
Yeah, but I stole your kill.
Yeah, he totally stole your kill, dude.
That is true.
But
Fortnite
still,
me.
I'm the one who hit it.
Fortnite
so
Velker kill steals on the Emden. Great.
Kill steals?
Kill steals.
Oh, I just lost my... Wait a minute. I just
What?
lost my ranges. What the hell happened to it?
I don't know.
What did you do this time?
Yeah.
My mains... All right, I have to rewrite this.
You've got this.
So Velker's in. Doug is typing.
I am blindfolded. I can now see no other players' blindfold messages.
All right. Looks like Ron is set. Velker's set.
Yeah, looks like it. Yep, set.
All right. Everybody's good. Lock it down, please.
I'm blind.
I'm blind.
I'm fooled. It's like defense at soccer games. If one person brings offense and the other person brings offense, it's useless.
That's funny.
Uh-oh, I don't know if I like that or not.
Ha, that's very funny.
Hey, Velker, look over your dad's shoulder and...
Yeah, right.
Let's see what he's been doing. I'm refurbishing my desk at the moment.
I gotta be telling you, though, all these new games I've been learning from you guys have been really a blast, though. I just gotta tell you.
Glad to hear it. No, it's...
That's the point
Yeah,
of
that's the
gaming,
point
yes.
of this.
And especially...
Well, it's the point of this anyway.
No, the point of this one is to kill everybody because you don't like them.
That is not.
Well, yeah, but
Stop it.
Stop indulging me, seriously.
Seriously, Pom Pom. Oh! Oh!
Oh, baby, what happened?
That happened is what happened. Yeah, I gotta shrink these.
I'm not looking over your shoulder.
I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to
wanna
shrink
know,
them.
but I'm not
Gonna have to shrink them. That's this way. That's that way.
18.
What'd you give me? Well, rules being what they are.
Aha, did we hit them? We must have hit them. Right?
Blindfolds off.
that really hit us.
Oh. They didn't hit me!
Oh my god, that's funny.
Here's what I was referring to. Had you look at the way you bracketed this fire. The number was 21, and it's only because it's within a half an inch that you got the hit at all.
Dang.
Had you picked 20, 21 was the winning number. So we do the hits.
Yeah, I'm that bad with lottery too. So.
Yeah, I doubt that's funny stuff. So the only ones that hit here are the 22s, which are those main guns. You've got two main guns, which we do know penetrate. Those are the 12-inchers.
And they're 3,700 a piece, so that's what, 7,400.
Yeah.
7,400.
7,200.
7,400, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the damage it already has.
7,400 on the Scharnhorst. Yeah.
So we're just shy of 15K.
What's its current number?
7,400.
Plus.
It just took another 7,400, so we're just shy of 15K.
Oh, it's times 2. Got it. 14,008. Where is that?
Right here.
So he actually... So
that is the problem when your board is 15 square feet.
Yeah. So that's 14.8, so he's not exactly 14.9, so he moves up just a little bit.
Yeah,
Up to
right
12,000. So 1 tube and 1 secondary and 1 main.
Ooh, that was close.
And 16 knots.
And what's that other shot?
Mine?
Yep.
I don't know. I think it's the 16.
Let's see here. Make sure I haven't muted myself again. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You're all good.
At any given moment, I can go mute. You never know.
I was hearing you.
All right, so I did this on particular because you did this ladder of 3, so you can see it's 1, 2, 3. That's what I'm realizing I got to do.
Right, so 16.
So it's the two. It's the 2 mains and the 3 secondaries.
Right.
So your 2 mains are good for what?
That's 7,400.
That's 7,400.
And then the 16.
And those 6
those
those are halved.
240. So that's 7,000.
7,400. What is it?
7,680.
No, but you got 3 of them, bud.
Right. It's 80 each.
Oh, it's just 80 each?
Yeah.
7,400 plus 240. You said the number was what?
3940. 3940.
Should be 7,420.
No, it should be 7,640.
No.
7,640, that's it. Yep.
Right.
Okie doke. So
On top of 20,680.
plus 7,000.
Yeah, it's going to put him right there.
680. Or 40.
He's going to be right here at the just at this 27 right there.
All right, let's see. He's currently set at
It's going to be right
20,680.
So yeah, and we need to add 7,680.
40.
40, right, to 20,680.
You guys are killing me. 7,000.
Okay, so 20,680
Yep.
plus 7,640.
28,320.
So it's up here. So 9 knots.
Yeah.
3 main
Right,
hertz,
that's
3
right.
secondary, and minus
Let's
2.
update the marker.
So I'm doing. Where is the chat? Where is the chat?
So wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
That's not working.
What's that?
The Nicenal gets hit by 16s.
It's by the
The
arrow.
Nicenal.
I stress that. That's what took me so long this time. I got to go off the arrow. If you go off
But how is the arrow not hitting him? There's no way in hell that arrow's not hitting him.
Telling you. Watch. Here.
Well, look, you've got the splash markers in line.
Which one? You talking about this one?
No, right here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's because he veers away. Watch. I don't mind showing.
Okay, but that doesn't work when we can't put the arrows. I have to move the arrow on the hull in order to get it to be line of sight, period.
Well, and that's what I was. I'm open to.
That's broken.
Well, here's my question.
Yeah, that's broken.
If you do this,
then I can't hit him.
And then do this.
Yeah, but you can't. Then that's right.
He hits.
That does.
Yeah, but now 16 inches doesn't. I mean, it all depends on if you're calling the ship models actually scaled,
which they are,
which they can't be. I mean, these ship models have to be way huger than they really are.
They're 1,200. They're 1,200 scale. Measured each one of them.
So, where do you pick the measure from? Because you're not firing you're not measuring from the actual turrets.
No, you measure down the arrow. You measure from the base of the arrow. Here.
Right, but why?
Just what the rules say. So that would be a hit. And frankly, so would your 16. Had you fired there, it would have been a hit. That would have been 2 hits, in fact.
We lost him out of the game. She's still in chat, Doug?
Nope.
Oh, dear.
Oh, he's off of Steam.
Oh, dear.
Oh, here it comes. I have him on Steam now.
Now he's in the menus of Tabletop Simulator.
Cool. Well, he knows how to come back. All right, so let's leave these up because this is a valid question. I mean, I don't pretend to have any. I was wondering about that, and the point is, and it's a valid one. I don't disagree with it at all. Is that
No, I don't disagree with it either.
because of the way that you back?
Yeah, I may have to reboot. I'm not sure why this keeps dropping.
There's apparently an alien invasion somewhere over central Indiana.
Yeah, something's going on, but
The virus is it's affecting the electronics.
well, that's it. Somebody didn't wash their hands.
And there's a bunch of
But yeah, I mean, we're just going to have to think about this because the way that the constraint of only being able to move the arrow 15 degrees at a time.
Right.
No, I agree. I don't, and I noticed it right here because I said, and to your exact point, this is what I saw: 14, 15, 16, 14, 15, 16, one misses, one hits. I get it. I absolutely get it. But the thing is, and I don't know what the answer is, as long as the rule is the arrow sits where you put it, and I measure from the base of the arrow out the front.
Yeah, but the problem is with the constraint of the system of Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
You can't put the arrow where you would want to put the arrow.
Yeah.
You have to put the arrow a different place.
Yeah, I get it. I know I'm not, I don't know what there's no easy answer to that and still have it work.
Yeah, I mean, it's not trying to adjust it for this play, but it is something that kind of doesn't work.
And as I say, had you gone here, you'd have hit him twice.
Well, but wait a minute. You just measured from the base of the arrow.
Right. I moved this.
All right.
You were up here. Had you parked it here, yeah, like I say, you'd have smacked him good. All right. Are you back in yet?
Yeah, I'm back in. I haven't rebooted. I'm probably gonna, I don't know what's gonna drop again here. Right. Something's acting flaky, and I don't know whether it's my router or what.
All right, we'll see if we can't squeak a few extra turns in here. Clear the pieces. And I am definitely going to do this turn, even though I really didn't want to. I'm going to shrink all these down because I don't want them in the way.
They're not in the way for me.
Well, no, I'm not saying they're in the way for you, but the problem is I need to be a little more granular with them when we're splashing next to the ships. I think that's about right. So I'll let you all see to your moving and shooting.
This one's tough.
A very tough guesstimation.
Yeah.
That is not a stupid idea, Has. What do you mean by a bead, though? You mean like a block? Oh, that's not stupid at all. Hasdrubal is suggesting we use 2 blocks. Put one here, and then draw the line between them.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a bad idea.
That might work.
Why do you just want to kill me? What have I done to you? Shoot at
Because
Ron.
you're in front.
But I'm a good boy.
We understand you're a good boy, but you're also in front.
I will wave my teddy bear at you.
You gonna wave a teddy bear at him?
Yes, look, I'm doing it right now.
Prussians are not amused by teddy bears.
Oh, you'll
It's
see.
it's a known thing.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Wait, really? What? What do you mean? Hmm?
Yeah, I don't know about a marble, because that's going to roll like a son of a bucket. But if we used a block, that might work well.
The green one is my main, and the red one is my secondary, just so you know.
As long as you remember, I'll trust you. Besides, you've got different numbers for both, don't you?
What do you mean?
You don't have the same number of mains and secondaries.
That's true. So, yeah. Just making it easier on you.
I'm done.
Velker's done?
I am done.
I'm not.
He is shooting. I think a block might get it done.
Damn it, I can't remember how many guns I actually have.
Want me to look?
Yeah.
You are possessed in the Scharnhorst class of 8 mains and 6...
Yeah, but how many do I have left?
Which ship? Sorry.
Scharnhorst.
Scharnhorst. The Scharnhorst is possessed of 1 fewer of each. So you have 7 mains, 5 secondaries. Man, you had to write like a crazy person if you were penciling things onto those arrows in the original. Felker, is this your red all the way over
Yes,
here?
that's my red. I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's fine. I mean, I can see what you did. It's no problem.
And nice now.
I will check the nice now for you.
You will check the nice now.
I will check it. Nice now.
3 mains.
3 of each. So you have 5 mains and 3 secondaries.
Okay.
We good?
All right.
All right.
Do it.
Let's take it dark, please. I need my little bitty markers now. Little bitty markers. What have you given me? Ah, very good. One done. Clearly, the Germans were filled with rage.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the rage. I can see it. I can see it now.
They are grumpy.
They are grumpy Germans.
All of the sea biscuit is vively.
Your sea biscuit, it is weevily.
Not my sea biscuit.
Ach ja, your sea biscuit.
No.
Ja.
Nein.
Ja, I'm afraid so.
Nein.
I'm afraid so.
There is no more schnapps in the cabinet.
Good gracious.
And we must eat the vively biscuit.
That sounds like a euphemism.
In Bavaria. It is in Bavaria.
It is in Bavaria. Yeah. You are eating the Vivali biscuit. Last one. Yep. That's what I would have guessed. Yeah, if we can get this fixed, I can umpire this fast. Glasses off, please. Oh, Velker.
Ooh.
That's what matters.
Yeah, so...
What about my minis? Which one was that? Was that my 12?
Yes, that is your... Yes, 10, 11, 12. That's the ladder up. Let's do the harder one first, which is all the hits on you, I'm afraid.
Yay!
Ouchie.
Yeah. So the Gneisenau, that is that's the 14 range, not the 13 from the Gneisenau.
Okay.
So 14 main guns. Main guns on that bad boy are halved.
Yep. Well, are they? Do we know they're halved at this range?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What's the range, Doug?
14?
We said 14.
14, yep.
Yep.
14 range in it. Ooh, mercy. And those guns are how big?
8.
8. And the armor is 6.
6.
Still does not penetrate, but just barely. In order to penetrate, you've got to get to within... Looking at the numbers...
Deadly close.
Yeah, you've got
Yeah.
You've got to be within 4 inches.
Yeah. So that, again, this is an illustration of just what Spee was up against here against these battle cruisers.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No two ways around it.
These things are monsters.
You know.
Okay, so it's 2 hits at 1150 each, but they're halved.
So 1150.
Yeah.
So 1150 from that one, but the other one is over here, where both your 15 and 16 hit. All right, I'm getting my calculator out, so I'm not losing track of this. So we start with 1150 from that one.
Times 3.
Well, like I'm saying...
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm starting there, yeah. So,
Yeah, so it's a total of 411. It's a total of 7, 8, 1150s.
those are all your...
If you combine the hits from the Scharnhorst and the one from the Gneisenau.
Got it. So it's 8. It's 1150 times 8?
Correct.
Times 8?
Yep. 8 guns total.
Well, that's
Yeah,
it's half each.
No, that is half.
No, it isn't. Yeah, that's well, no, he's right.
Okay.
So the 7, yeah, it's 3.5
Okay.
times 1150
1150 times 3.5. That's 4,000.
plus 11.
Yep.
Plus 1150.
There we go. 5,175 on the Invincible. What's the Invincible currently at?
I'm on the wrong side.
I do that a lot.
Right now it's on 2,650.
plus 2650. 7,825.
So I lost one secondary, and now I'm at 23 knots.
Slows them down.
Not like I've been going, ooh, who hit it?
I did. Okay. Yeah, it stays there. Did I change it? I did. Yeah. Someday I'll stop. So it's one of those buttons that mutes me. I figured that out anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all the hits. That's a fair amount of that's a fair amount of blasting that the old Invincible took. All right. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the Scharnhorst is hit by the Inflexible. That's at the 20 range, so two mains,
two of
four
the main.
secondaries.
Yeah, that's 7,400 for the mains.
And the secondaries bounce, so that's half.
Right. So it's what's I just said? It's 80.
Those were 80 apiece.
Right. So 320.
Yep, 320 plus
7,400.
74.
7720.
On the Scharnhorst.
Yep.
Okay, so that's added to the current 14.8.
22,520.
All right, she's down to 12 knots.
But she doesn't cross to the next column. She does not.
Nope.
But she loses. But she's lost 3 main turrets, 3 secondary, and 2 T-tubes.
No, she hasn't.
That's not what it means?
I think
She's on this line.
that's interesting. Yeah, I think you've got to go to the next line for that.
Okay.
Yeah, when she goes to the next line, all this other stuff crashes in, yeah.
Right.
All right. Next.
The Invincible shoots.
There was a hit. There was another hit, but this time on the Scharnhorst.
So it's 3,000.
No, on Gneisenau.
Oh, sorry, on the Gneisenau. Yes, yes.
Nice now, yeah.
3,700 times 3.
At which range was that? That's the long. So that's the 3 and the 6. So you've got 3 mains and 6. So the 6 is what, 480? Because that's halved.
Yes.
So those are your secondaries. Yep. So 480. And what's the?
It's 3,000.
Oh wait, no, it was the 12. It had to be the 12-inch, right?
Yeah.
That's the long range.
Yeah,
I'm
so
sorry.
So it's
Right. So it's
240.
3 of them.
So 240.
240 plus whatever. 3,700 times 3 is
7,400.
3,700.
3,700 times 3.
Yes.
11,000. 11,100.
Plus 240.
11,340.
Plus what is the
Added to the Gneisenau's.
28,320.
Plus 28,320. 39,660.
Down here.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's got no guns.
Yeah, she's basically just toothless now.
She's got 3 guns. Main.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I mean at that point,
And 1 secondary.
her crew's abandoning and scuttling.
Yeah, she's got no guns.
Oh, she's got
Right.
some.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I suppose she does.
She's
She's
got
minus
three-
5
she's
mains.
got 3 mains
So
and
she's,
1
yeah, she
main.
never loses those 3 mains. That's interesting.
Interesting.
She never loses the 5 mains. She always winds up. So she's got 3 mains and 1 secondary. But
Yeah.
to your point, Doug, she's now rolling at a speed of 4 knots. So she's moving
Right,
1
yeah.
inch a turn.
Right, which, even the Scharnhorst is only moving basically at 2 inches per turn. They cannot disengage,
Right.
and
And
it's
they'll get shot up. So
right. I mean,
I want to give Doug an immense amount of credit for being willing to take. This is very instructive. I mean, I'm impressed by the system. Now we got to figure out what we're going to do about this aiming business, and I think Hasdrubal's suggestion is an excellent one. But
yeah, it gives us a line.
yeah, I mean, what I think in Hasdrubal, you tell me if I'm wrong here, but what he's talking about would be something like this. And I think it would be smaller than this, but not much. Is you do something like this. And then put this wherever you want it.
Right.
Ah, yeah.
And then I'll just draw a line between the two of them.
Right, exactly.
That would make sense. Actually, I could see that. That actually works out pretty well.
Yeah, that works very well.
And I guess what they're doing is from this, like they're making the arrow as the guy who's sighting the friggin' guns is what it basically sounds like.
When Fletcher Pratt is played in the original, you're lying on the floor with little cardboard arrows that you're writing words on, right? We're not limited that way. We can write right on the map, as we've demonstrated, and it works very well. I think this piece works great. And I think this, if this be our way of doing the aim, this isn't bad at all.
No, not at all. I think that worked very well.
Because then I can very easily just draw the line between the two of them, keep that on the mark, and I'm good to go. That's good stuff. So certainly an unsurprising British victory, given the profound, despite the point difference, because these are actually pretty close in points as ships go. I mean, that's the really crazy thing to me, is that these ships are actually very, very close together in points.
Well, in terms of the importance to the respective fleets, Scharnhorst and Gneisenau were very important ships to Imperial Kriegsmarine, so they're worth a lot of points.
Right.
The point system is a little, Canopus is not really that important to the British fleet, but it's worth a lot of points. It's kind of weird, but
well, I'm assuming it's because it ran something through Pratt's formula. That's all it is. It's just
right.
as a good accountant friend of mine likes to say, at the end of the day, it's just math.
Right.
Now I'm not saying it's good math or bad math, but it is math. So I think that's what's going on there. But so Hasdrubal is suggesting marking one piece of the hull and then keying off that.
Right. That's kind of where I was going.
Could you show me what you think he's talking about with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you just did something, you could almost do something like, say, look, the second funnel back from the bow is the aim point. Or, as was often the case, the front mast had the fire control on it.
Sure.
Right? So use the front mast and a block.
And just spin it around wherever you want to go.
Right.
So like that.
Or, yeah.
I kind of like the idea of the second block, just because that way I know where you want it as the umpire.
Right.
I like the idea that you're telling me where you're shooting. And I'm just adjudicating it, right? I don't want to guess that. I kind of like the idea of this thing suddenly sitting next, because this will sit nicely next to the hull, pretty much. Curious,
right.
That's,
What if you turn off auto raise?
Yeah, that's what I got to do. Duh. Thank you, Edward. There we go. So this thing sits wherever I want it to sit, and then you just do that. So that's what we'll do the next time we get together. See, so we don't just play Napoleonics. We sometimes...
I'll tell you one thing, you can definitely tell the difference between the friggin' 12 inches and the 8 inches with the penetration.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Talking about friggin' total difference between the two.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I think this is a great system for Explorer. I think that's why people liked it. One of the comments I was making while Doug was away, that this game became very well known for ahistorical battles. People would just be told, all right, admirals, you get 50,000 points of ships, bring whatever you want. It doesn't matter whether it's German or Swedish
Right.
or whatever. Just bring it and we'll just throw it out there. And so they became these point battles and these explorations of the different technologies and the armor levels and the gun levels became one of the real big things. It's why the Navy looked so favorably on Fletcher Pratt through its history.
I can
It's
see why.
it's a great sandbox, right? I mean, in it does, I think, very effectively illustrate, these British battle cruisers there was nothing meaner on the sea
Yeah,
than a battle cruiser.
Those things are
I
incredible.
could definitely see that.
Those things were just
You know.
incredible.
The speed and the gun size. Now, what they came to find out at Jutland is that the powder handling techniques in the magazines were a problem, and you didn't see it at the Falklands. Because the Germans were running, and really didn't get that many shots in. And B, their guns just weren't strong enough to penetrate. But when you start getting hits on the battle cruisers from the really big dreadnought guns, you were getting really ugly flashover fires.
Really?
Yeah, and that's what happens at Jutland is those battle cruisers literally blow up.
Ooh.
They take one hit and they blow up. And that is actually a problem with the Fletcher Pratt system. It's a very attritional system.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that the TACNAV system tries to incorporate. It's basically Fletcher Pratt with critical and catastrophic hits.
Right. Yeah, I was taking I couldn't take a very good look at it because the iteration of it for this period wasn't there, but it's clear that is, and it's interesting too because one of the things that people have argued about, and I've never known one way or the other what I think about it. I don't know enough about it to have had these sorts of thoughts. But Fletcher Pratt is never going to give you a chance to see the hood go up with the way the hood went up.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. And I've played my favorite system for World War II naval was always Victory at Sea. Not that it was a particularly simulational system, if that be a word, but it was a game that it played quickly. You could throw a lot of Axis and Allies miniature fleets out on the table and get to a result. And I will tell you that when we did that battle, that's exactly how the hood died.
Mm-hmm.
On a couple of sixes, and it was a pretty cool moment to go. All right, you just rolled the 1-6. If you roll another 6, she blows up. No way, can't happen. And sure enough, it happens, and that's great.
And it does, right?
That's exciting. I don't know. I mean, I get it. I understand that. I don't, like I say, I don't really have an opinion. But all right, let's check the chat one last time before we wrap it down. No. I don't do World War I naval, Red Sox. I do Napoleonic naval. We've in fact done a lot of Napoleonic naval using fighting sail. We've still got the Battle of Trafalgar to finish out there, although that's become more the a true Saturday night back alley cage match than it is a battle from the age of sail by the look of it. But Credit the fact that I have figured out, by the way, how to keep that measuring tool from flying up every time it gets close to the hull. So hopefully we'll get a better play of it. But anyway, thank you, Velker. Thank you, Ron, and thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
It is always a pleasure to have you all around. And we'll go back here to say we are the Armchair Dragoons. If you would like to join us in play, look, we even have smoke going here. If you would like to join us in playing one of these games sometime, come on over to the Armchair Dragoons forum. We'd love to have you by. And in the meanwhile, everybody, we kidded about it before, but please stay safe. Take care of yourselves out there. Do whatever you got to do. And whatever else you do, remember, you can always play on Tabletop Simulator and make sure you are... Doug, did you come back?
No,
I can hear you again, but I
Okay.
have not.
All right.
I have not reconnected yet.
I was just wishing everybody that they should make sure to socially distance themselves. And there is no
Absolutely.
better way to socially distance yourself than by playing war games on Tabletop Simulator. So I hope everybody does that, and I hope everybody please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you the next time. Good evening, folks.